In this video, we're going to wrap up our conversation and training on Google AdSense. And I want to show you a good example website layout and also kind of give you some things to consider as you're going to be deploying these Google AdSense ads on your website. So the first thing is what is the user trying to accomplish by visiting your site? You need to ask yourself that question. So ask it, what are they trying to accomplish by visiting my website? Is it to get content? Is it to get training? What kinds of information do they want to know? And that's going to help you understand where you should be playing ads, displaying advertisements on your site, where they should be, those types of things. What do they do when they view a particular page? So some pages it may not be good to have advertisements on. So if you have a landing page like a squeeze page to get people to opt into your email list, you don't want to probably have Google AdSense ads on that page because the goal of that page is to capture their name and email. Where is their attention likely going to be focused when they're on your website? Generally, when people visit a website, they're going to zigzag. So they're going to come in and read left to right, top to bottom, almost in a Z pattern. So you'll notice here, this page is a good example site layout. Right here is your advertisement. So they come in and they read this. Well, as they're reading the ad, this advertisement window may catch their eye. So they might end up clicking on one of these and being taken away, and you would have made money on that. So your website would have accomplished its goal of generating some revenue there. So, this is a really good example website layout. It's super important that your advertisement and how you integrate your ads, that the content actually shows up above the fold. So this right here is called the fold line. So that means as people visit your website, if they have to scroll any of this content that they have to scroll to see, that means it's below the fold. So you want to make sure your content is above the fold. So notice how in these two examples, the beginning of the article and then they've got an ad unit and it goes into the article, but there's always content above the fold. And these are examples of good examples for highlighting your content first. You do not want to actually make it so your ads are showing up above the fold because it's not a good user experience. Google actually is not a fan of that either. So that's another reason they're encouraging you. These are examples straight from Google, and they're actually encouraging you not to run your ads this way. So when you run ads and display them on your site, look at doing the in content ads or doing ad unit that actually displays below content. So you start off with your good article and then you have your content up here. You don't want it to be that where people land on your page and then they have to scroll past a list of advertisements before they see your content. So that's also another important thing. It's also good that you keep your ads looking like ads, make sure they kind of stand out, but also make sure that you're not trying to mimic them exactly. So that's one thing that Google is against. They used to be more for it, but now they really want to make sure that your ads are separated. So even labeling that section as an advertisement or sponsored links, that's actually important to Google that you're doing that. It's also important to your visitors because you're not misleading them. So gone are the days where you can actually just, embed it and almost make it look like it's part of the article. You want to make sure that it stands out, stands on its own. But also keep in mind that less can be more. So although Google does allow up to 3 ad units and oftentimes 2 search boxes and those types of things, you don't want to inundate your visitors. So sometimes just 1 ad unit might be sufficient, maybe 1 at the top, maybe 1 towards the bottom, but you don't want to have it so it's advertisement. So sometimes less is more. Really depends on the page and also your monetization strategy, because it's very doable that you can have a content rich site that makes money with Google AdSense, that also makes money with other kind of ads, maybe affiliate banners, affiliate content, and also that makes money by getting email subscribers. So there's many different ways to go about it. But just make sure when you review your site, you think of what would people think what would I think if I landed on this page? Would I think, wow, there's a lot of ads here? Or would I think this is okay? And make sure that you ask yourself that question, because if it's too much, too many ads, then people are going to leave your site, and that's a bad thing. So you want to make sure that you kind of have that good balance between having good, valuable content and advertisement placements in there, because that's going to ultimately ensure that you get the most traffic. It's going to make Google happy because they're all about having good quality content, and it's going to make your users happy as well. So you can reference this video for good ad placement ideas. It's going to really help you as you do more Google AdSense work.